right now.
All right, we about ready to go?
Yeah, we are live now. What's up, dude?
Hello, hello. Are we ready to go?
We are live now. What's up, dude?
Hey. All right. Did we have any donations at all for the file name?
We did.
Oh, really?
Give me a second. Yeah, so right now the file name that is going to be is TurboDog702.
There's no numbers, but
And I guess it's TurboDog,
all right.
if that fits.
Yeah, it's 8 characters, so. All right. Time begins when I press start. So you want to give a count, or you want me to give a countdown?
Sure.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So this is Castlevania Symphony tonight. We're going to be playing as some Ponce that we're not going to be seeing for the rest of the game. His inputs to go fast are really messed up. But
Hell yeah.
what we're doing right now is we are getting as much hearts as possible, 41 hearts, and then we are wasting our hearts, and that'll give us items that we need for the speedrun that'll let us do skips. There, I tried to stack the Holy Water and the Hydro Storm. It didn't really work out, but whatever. Oh no, this is not good. Come on, Drac. Normally he's just supposed to die, but he decided to be a jerk. It's supposed to stack the damage so that the die frames constantly reset. So his health just evaporates pretty much instantly. But it's a little tricky to time, and I think it's about like 3 frames or something. And I missed both stacks, so that was quite slow. Anyway, now we get to the meat of the game. This is Alucard. He is Dracula's son. Spoiler. He's Dracula spelled backward. And he's going to be zipping around this castle. You start with really good gear, and the important gear that you have is this sword, the Alucard sword, and this shield. This shield is really going to be important later, but for right now, we're just using it to cancel our backdash animation to make our backdash even faster. So I'm just killing a very specific number of enemies, so that I'm basically right on the cusp of being a level up. Also, that's not good. I gotta bait him over here twice. I messed up. Actually, no, we got it. Okay, so what I just did is I have to reset. Okay, I messed up. All right, you get a lot of tries to buffer that, but I messed up because the wolf was in a bad position and I wasn't really paying attention. So let's pretend that didn't happen, and let's do that again. That run was quite bad also. Plus, we get to enter Turbodog's name twice, so yay for him. Turbodog's one of the runners of this game, and he's very, very good. And I'm very bad. Alright, so Dracula round 2. Let's do that. I should say that trick right at the start is the only thing that I would reset on this run, and unfortunately I messed it up. Hopefully I can get a stack here. There we go. He still decided to jump, because Dracula can jump when he has 0 HP, just to waste your time. Alright, so yeah, I should explain a little bit more about what I'm doing. I got 41 hearts there at the starting fight, which is called Bloodlines. So that'll give me a neutron bomb, which is what I use for this skip. And then I wasted all my hearts during the Dracula fight. And that gave me a heart refresh, which is what we're going to be using right at the very end of the run to do another skip. But yeah, I'm killing between 1 and 3 zombies there. I got 2. That's actually not super optimal, but you want to get exactly 3 because of an experience route, but yeah, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. We're doing all bosses, not any percent, so. Anyway, get this guy over here, bait him over, backdash, run against this wall. Wait, I don't have the heart refresh. I fucked up. Alright, I'm very sorry about this. I somehow messed up again. This is a train wreck. Reminder, I was actually practicing this for like 3 hours today. Oh, well, it's a marathon. Stuff happens. Alright, first phase stat. Good. Second phase stack. Good. Okay, this is all just a ruse so I could get a good bloodlines, by the way. Because it's actually very important that I have a very fast in-game time at the start. Up until like the 8-minute mark. Because the run doesn't really technically start if you're fast enough until the 8-minute mark. But yeah, like I mentioned, your shield cancels animations and it makes your backdash extend for longer and go faster. And you know, this time we're gonna get depth skip. This time we're gonna not reset over stupid stuff. Alright, well I fell down there, that's not good. The input to shield dash optimally is actually super awkward. I'm like kind of like fingering my controller with my index finger and my ring finger, and it sort of works out. No, I'm not getting this until I'm absolutely sure I got the frame. I got it. Okay, so that skips the cutscene where death is going to take all your starting gear away. And like I mentioned earlier, by the way, there are no more resets from now on. Your starting gear is incredibly good. Your sword is one of the best swords in the game. And your shield, it's just a shield for now, and it blocks like most damage. But it's going to be very important later in the speedrun. So right now, I'm trying to just go through this alchemy labs as fast as possible. Sort of messing up my movement, but that's because, you know, I'm tilted because I messed up the starter run, but that's okay. We picked up our first relic not too long ago. It was the Cube of Zoe. This lets things drop from torches and enemies. Alright, that guy can sometimes poison you, and poison basically means that you're screwed. And you have to do like a really stupid backup strat for the upcoming boss. But we don't have to do that, because we did not get poisoned. Anyway, this is called the climb. This lasts a while. And we are done with it. Okay, so first boss. I'm going to try to kill these two guys on the same frame. I did a bonk strat there, because that's very marathon safe. And that didn't work still. Okay, that just means my experience route's messed up. Which isn't too big of a deal. We are done using experience for skips. I should mention that the death skip, the reason that works is that we turn around and level up on like certain frames. It's a 2-frame window, and for whatever reason that pushes us over a pixel, and then the game, I don't want to say it gets confused, but it kind of does. It doesn't really know where we are, and so it just says, well, you're not in this room, and it just pushes us over a room, and that's why we can skip death. You can't do that everywhere, but there's a number of places you can do it. And we take advantage of it a few times in this speedrun. Okay, so this is Maria. She's hot, but that's not important right now. What's important is that we have to come back to this room sometime later, and we don't have the thing that we need for it right now. I should mention that there are 2 ways of like doing shield dashing. Actually, there's a ton of ways, but 2 ways that I do it. Like I mentioned, there's the index finger and ring finger mash, which is alternating. And right now I'm doing lazy shield dashing because I sort of need to have good positioning for stuff. And I'm still not getting good positioning, but how that works is that I press I press just, you know, dash and jump, or dash and shield with my thumb, and hit both buttons pretty much at the same time. It's a little tricky, but it's not dreadful, so I'm getting owned by these things. You wouldn't know it from my play right now, but while Lurk was doing his run and Speedfriend was getting his whir, I was actually on a pace run that was like 5 seconds off my PV, and I got to like the second to last split, and then I messed up something, and I was like, okay, well, I gotta go live for this. So yeah, I was playing well earlier today. Alright, so this is Doppelganger coming up. The game doesn't really tell you, but you can just use your stopwatch on him and it freezes him completely in place. And this, and because we have a really good starting weapon, this lets us like kill him pretty much instantly. Alright, so this is another climb. I gotta get all the way to the top here. And I'm trying to avoid killing as many things as possible because of the experience route I'm on. That's actually a pretty good movement so far. Alright, I hit this lever, and this elevator is going to be coming up the shaft incredibly slowly. So we're going to say screw that, and we're going to go into this room, and we're going to try to jump. And if we got that frame perfect trick, we would have flipped through the floor and we would have saved 5 seconds, but that didn't happen. Anyway, this is the elevator. We just got Soul Wolf, which lets us turn into a wolf/dog thing. Come on, get down there. Wolf's gimmick is that he goes sideways very, very, very quickly. And he can also jump very high on staircases. That's what we use to get that garnet up there. And that garnet's going to be very, very important in an upcoming section. But right now, we kind of just ignore that we got a garnet. Because right now, we are just headed back to the clock room. This is a bad marathon run, so I'm not going to make clock rush. But clock rush means I got to the clock room at like 8 minutes, or sub 8 minutes in-game time, which correlates pretty darn closely to RTA. So that would mean that I would have like 0 wasted time in this run, and then I would just be able, because you got to wait for the thing to open, and that means that you know, your run's on an optimal start. And also, I can't believe I just failed that. Alright, we're gonna try to jump over this table. This is a little tricky. Alright, we did not get it, but we got an item that messed up our inventory, so, you know, it balances out. Inventory management's not super important in this run, but, like, you want to have fast menus. Anyway, the reason we got Wolf, to do a dive kick, that's it. You can do a dive kick out of your transformation, and you're technically supposed to have double jump to get up there. But we know how the physics of this game works. or the physics, I guess, work, and it's kind of complicated. We'll be talking a lot more about the physics of this game later, but for now, just know that Sideways is fast, and that Sideways is very fast. Alright, so that was close. These upcoming enemies, they are very easy to manipulate. They are AI. They're usually just giant hassles, but what we do is we just jump and slash, and they slide under us. And this guy, we just run into him and he jumps over us. Alright, that's a library card. That's going to be very, very important in a bit, but not right now. Anyway, this is a boss. Richter, the guy who we started the game as, is in the background. He's saying like, haha, this is my Coliseum. Fight, fight, fight. And we fight, and we kill this werewolf, and we kill this Minotaur, and we're just waiting here for the store to open. So what's going on with that? Richter's supposed to be a good guy. What's going on? Why is he in Dracula's castle? Well, we'll find out later. Actually, no, we won't, because we don't do the story cutscenes. Alright, so in any percent, this is where the route diverges from any percent, because the start of this run is very similar to any percent no save corruption. We hit up this extra room in all bosses, which is the category we're doing. Also, Talisman's a very rare drop. I'm surprised I got that. So we got the shield rod. That's going to be absolutely critical to this run in a bit. But right now, just know that we got the shield rod. The way the shield rod works is that you activate it with a shield and you get a certain status effect. Or like a certain bonus effect. Also, that's a very hard trick that can mess you up completely. What we do is we got Mist earlier in the Coliseum. And that allows us to transform out of Wolf. Or Mist is very good for buff range stuff. And you can raise up slightly with Wolf doing it. So we actually use that Mist and Wolf jump to get that book in at a very specific position to dive kick off of it, and we get up to that area to get the fairy card. And why we get the fairy card? Well, because we get a cutscene when we start the fairy. Your word. And that cutscene lets us actually enter the pause menu while we're in the shop, which is something we're completely not supposed to do. So we sell a garnet as we equip it, and now the game underflows our garnets, and now we have an arbitrary amount of money. And what we do with that arbitrary amount of money is we buy something called a duplicator, which is extremely expensive, but it's extremely good. It lets us infinitely reuse items. So we get a Buffalo Star, library card, mana prism, and duplicator. And my inventory is kind of messed up right now, but
farewell for now.
Alright. What you just saw me do there is Mistwolf. Mist can shorten your transformations. That's fairly important. Okay, I completely borked that. You can also shield dash with throwable items. Duplicator infinitely lets me reuse items also. Holy moly. Why am I messing this part up? This one's the easy jump. Really, what's going on here? Okay, so ignore this bad play, but okay, we messed up bad. Almost got it. Alright, we're just gonna reset the room again. My long libraries have tended to be very bad recently, so I'm not super surprised that this is a train wreck. But, it's disappointing nevertheless. Anyway, Mana Prism. Alright, we got up there. It refills your mana, which is what you use for spells and like animal transformations and stuff. And it also makes you temporarily invincible as it's activated. It does the same thing as Potion. So we use that to backdash through that room as we stopwatch everything, because that room's an absolute nightmare to deal with otherwise. And this is Lesser Demon. He just dies because Buffalo Star deals a hell of a lot of damage. And we have, as long as we have Duplicator equipped, we have infinite amount of them. So we're going to be getting Bat, and Bat is the absolute most important thing we get in this run. We're going to equip the library card to get out of here. That teleports us back in front of the shop. There's a 7-second faster route you can do there, but honestly, screw doing that in a marathon. I've barely practiced that. Okay, so Bat is extremely good at keeping momentum. And this main movement thing that I'm doing right now is a move called Wing Smash. It consumes mana like hell, but it's extremely fast, but the input for it is incredibly jank. It's a 270 degrees circle input. And you constantly got to chain it together, and you constantly got to keep going level as you're doing it. So, yeah, Bat is very good at keep going fast. It also lets you arbitrarily fly up high, so that's basically the entire castle is now open up to us. Wing Smash can be used to angle off surfaces, and it really likes to cling to ceilings and floors. And what I just did there is called a Bat Dash. Everything in this game has a cute name by speedrunners. I thought that wasn't high enough. What Bat Dash is, I just backdash, and then I turn into a bat during my backdash animation. And for whatever reason, I keep my horizontal momentum, and it's very fast. And then I change that into a Wing Smash, and it's really good for transition hallways. But guess what? We're going to be getting something that's even better for transition hallways in just a little bit.
There is something funny.
That's the fairy telling us that
about
there's
this
something
wall.
funny about that wall. Alright, this room is really, really weird. It's technically 2 rooms stacked on top of each other. So I'm doing a precise thing so I don't bonk. Because that bonk would just transform me out of my animal and waste time. Anyway, this is a boss. We just killed it that quickly. Wait until that part of the animation, jump. Get out here. Okay, so Dracula's Keep is technically above us. And if we were doing any % no save corruption, we would just go up there. But we're not doing that. We're doing all bosses, so... we're picking up this leap stone, and this is where the run gets really fucking fun. If you'll pardon my French. Leap stone gives us a double jump, but what it importantly gives us is it gives us access to a dive kick out of that double jump. And you can angle that dive kick. And it's incredibly fast for transition hallways, and it's going very fast whenever you pretty much want. So now, pretty much whenever we want, we can keep our momentum going from a bat move. Also, I would need a mana prism here, so I'll just kill that guy. Should have mana prism earlier, but I wasn't paying attention. By the way, transitioning, doing that dive kick in that transition hallway, the ceiling is like super low, so it's like a 2-frame window. And every time I get it, I'm a little surprised at myself, because I'm terrible at video games. Okay, this guy can either fly up in the air or not fly up in the air, and he's deciding to fly up in the air, which is slow. But yeah, we do precise movement here. Alright, I was supposed to get a back kick there, but that didn't really work out. Bonk there. Go down this way. And I don't really have a good explanation for what I'm about to do. I wish I did. It basically comes down to the fact that this area, the chapel, has a really garbage collision on its surfaces. So I'm going to buffer a shield rod spell as I'm on between the transition between 2 rooms. Because normally we need to break a statue there, and what we do instead is the game freaks out and says, okay, you're in the next room over, right? And then it puts us above the transition hallway, and then we just fly over here. And we get the Orlox's chamber in reverse. Or Orlox's quarters, I don't remember the exact place of this is what this place is called. It's been a while since I played this game casually. But, okay, the thing we did there that's really important, that we're going to be seeing in just a sec, is we activated Shield Rod spell with Alucard's shield. This makes me basically indestructible. I timed that wrong, so that wasn't indestructible there. It heals me as I damage things. It deals 255 damage per, like, 4 frames or something. And it lasts as long as you hold it out. It gives you a heart every time you touch something, and you're invincible as you use it, so... yeah, it's extremely good. It's the reason why all bosses can be as fast as it is. Well, I mean, technically, you know, we have Duplicator and Buffalo Star, so, you know, we have something that's about as fast, but this is just, like, it's so much safer than Buffalo Star. Alright, so... Now we're going back to the clock room. I forgot that we had to activate another wind smasher. I got confused. My PB in this game's sort of okay. It's a 36-36, and war is like, I want to say a 32 right now by, I think, Rom Scout. But, I mean, the skill ceiling for Soden is very, very high. It's one of those games where, like, there's always going to be new strats found. Anyway, we're flying up this long shaft, and this is very slow. And the reason we are doing this is because there's an item we want up here. It's going to make another longer shaft faster. We got grav boots. We're not going to use these right now, but just know that we got them. Damn it, I thought I timed that right. So, normally we'd have to do a big-ass reach around to get to an area where we're supposed to go next. But that's slow, so we're going to use the jank physics of this game, and I messed up. Wolf's subpixels hitbox is a little... Come on, I'm trying to press jump, not that. His subpixels hitbox is a little weird. So you can just clip through stairs. Getting that first try saves about like 45 seconds or something over hitting a giant switch that you gotta do a reach around for. Okay, so we're off to Succubus now. Like I mentioned, this is all bosses, and technically this is actually completed, necessary to complete the game glitchless. But, you know, we are abusing the hell out of glitches right now. It's not even, like, really glitches. Like, this game just has a lot of really overpowered stuff in it. And if you know what you're doing, you can go very fast and deal a lot of damage. So we're in a nightmare. Alucard sees his mom, but his mom's actually a succubus. Yeah, that's therapy stuff. But we just jump into her, and she's dead. So we're going to miss bat upwards, and... Alright, let's try to get that position again. That's kind of hard to do super precise stuff with sometimes. Okay, so if you bonk when you're next to a ceiling with a bat, you get access to another jump. Alright, I got grav boots. Grav boots can be either diagonal upwards or just straight upwards. If you go diagonal upwards and you turn into a bat during your transformation or as you're transitioning your movement, you just go very fast laterally. Anyway, this thing coming up, we actually need Buffalo Star for, so we'll still keep Alucard Shield equipped, because, wow, that was flawless, because I don't want to have to reactivate Shield Rod spell, even though I'm probably going to have to in this run, because it was a little slow. It lasts 72 seconds of the shield being held out. Anyway, this trick's completely free. We just, for whatever reason... If you're in that spot, the game's like, okay, well, the door's not there. And, but it is there. We just have to go through it in reverse. Alright, these guys have bad hitboxes, so... And, the door actually existing and not existing at the same time pushes us downwards. And that lets us escape that area, and, it's like a free 10-second time save. It's an extremely easy trick. And... like, I haven't failed it in months. Alright, so this switch activates the barrel skeletons. These are actually... I just learned the other day that these guys are a reference to Donkey Kong, because, you know, they drop a banana, and they also, you know, they have a barrel, and their rare drop is TNT. So yeah, they're Donkey Kong skeletons. Anyway, I'm luring this guy over here so he can break this wooden bridge. If this frog / toad is not going to screw me up. Alright, we good. I gave that a little bit more burf than needed, but I wanted to make sure I get it, because having to reset that room takes ages. Alright, we're off to Cerberus. Okay, so we're going to bat kick under this door. I sort of mistimed it. Damn it. Falling down rooms in this game kind of suck for the speedrun, but we're doing okay. Oh, something I should really mention. So this is the 360 version of this game, which is the fastest version. So but I'm not playing on a 360 controller because that thing has a garbage D-pad. However, once I get bat, I stop playing with the D-pad because I need the shield rod, or I need to wing smash everywhere, and wing smashing is just annoying on a D-pad, so what I do is I just use the stick for it instead. Anyway, this is the orgy zombie, and we just dive kick him, and we hold out the shield, and he's dead. And we get out of here with our library card that we have now an infinite amount of, and we get out during his death animation. Alright, escape from the library round 2. This time we have more mana, so you know, it's not nearly as tight of a trick to get out of here fast. Alright, so like I've said a few times, this is Alucard all bosses. It's technically not. It's all bosses, but with an asterisk over like one boss that says like you don't actually fight this guy. And that boss, coincidentally, is Richter, because Richter isn't a boss. Richter's boss is... Oh, dude, I got the front slide, but I turned into a bat like an idiot. Richter's boss is this little orb behind him that you're going to have to go on a long side quest to actually... well, it's not a side quest, it's mandatory, but it's a long quest you got to do to actually see that orb, because it's the thing controlling him. So we're going to say screw that. The way this area works is that it's supposed to be... when you get close enough to this, the game says, okay, well... Alright. When you get close enough to this, the game says that... I'm trying to do a frame perfect trick right here. It says that, okay, well, here's the transition for Richter's boss fight starting. If we go through this transition plane that's right over here, right where I broke that switch... at a certain speed and a certain angle with the wolf, or with like another way with the bat, but the bat way is awful. There's another wolf way to do this, but I haven't learned it yet. The transition doesn't exist. Also, you can soft lock the game there, and I'm very glad I did not. So we just skip over Richter, and now we're in Inverted Castle. Inverted Castle is the same thing as the first, except upside down, and like a few things are changed around. But it's Inverted Castle where the movement gets really crazy. Yeah, so we're hitting up this warp room. That's not the first example of a warp room we've had, but you know, we're gonna be doing a loop through the castle with like one direction, and then we're gonna be coming back. This is a boss, but you wouldn't know it based on how fast we kill it. How can you tell if you got that trick with the wolf? If the screen pans upward, you got it. And there's a very easy visual cue to know where your position needs to be. But basically, how it works is you have to get the right speed and angle. At least with that setup, you gotta dash and you gotta jump on the same frame. And anyway, clock tower. This area is garbage, so we are just gonna grab boot through it. And hopefully a Medusa head doesn't stone us. It almost did. Yeah, this game's actually not that hard to learn. Like, the execution level, like, to get a really good run is very high. But, like... And I would say all bosses is harder than any percent. Like, any percent, like, you could probably learn in, like, 3 hours if you have played this game casually. Or, like, even partially played it casually. But, all bosses, I learned this in, like, a day or two. After doing, like, a full playthrough of this game where I got every secret. Okay, so something I should mention is that misting cancels your momentum. And if you missed at a certain time during your wing smash animation, your miss doesn't consume extra mana. Which is very important, because if you do this area optimally, you have like literally just like a fraction of mana left. Anyway, this is the creature, also known as Frankenstein. We just kill him. Alright. So yeah, this game's very not hard to learn, and it's very fun to learn. And running it's really fun. And this game honestly has one of the best communities of like any speed community I've been in. Like, there are no like super egotistical people in it. There's no like super arbitrary rule sets. The only like one thing I have like a minor gripe about, and it's like this is so minor, is that like when you play on emulator, they request for the leaderboard that you play with it input viewer or like input visualizer or something like that. And that's like super minor. But anyway, this is the launch shaft I was mentioning way back when we first got grab boosts. Also, I can't believe I messed that up twice. Come on. I'm trying to line up sort of specifically, but I doubt I had of it now. Okay, so we are going to be fighting Doppelganger again, except he's much stronger, but he still gets frozen by stopwatch. The worst thing you can do in this fight is activate the stopwatch too early when he has iframes, which basically means you just have to wait for your stopwatch to end. It's super awful. Wow, level up there. Okay, this area is very, very special in that it sucks. And it's not like it sucks as in like, oh, it's hard or anything. No, it's badly programmed. You didn't see it there, but those Rock Knights, they have completely disjointed hitboxes. Like, you can be like 10 feet away from them and still get damaged by them. Alright, so one of the weird quirks of grab boots is that it's very hard to do the diagonal input from a standing position, so we do it out of an animal transformation or a double jump. By the way, this is death. We're just going to kill death. Nobody dies ever again. So what we do is we get out of a double jump or something, and we can do that. Also, if you do it out of a double jump, you can chain your grab boots. So we're going to... Okay, that was very close to messing up badly. This is one of the hardest rooms in the game to do optimally, and I'm sort of getting it. Alright, that's good enough. So yeah, we're doing that to chain optimally and go fast. Like I mentioned, Bat loves to hug ceilings, so we use that to go fast there. Alright, cancel your transformation there, activate stopwatch. Alright, so the wing smash input is up, doing a quarter circle motion, or 3/4 circle motion, up, to back, to down, to forward. And the game's like super picky about how it does this input. So, by the way, this boss has like a ton of health, so we are just going to jump into him and hope he dies quick. There we go. So yeah, you can't do your input for this move between rooms. You can't do it out through a level up, and there are a few other conditions for when you can't do it. So that's important for this area because I'm very likely we're going to level up as I kill these guys, just because like Wing Smash deals a ton of damage. As I like plow through an enemy, like, oh, I'm very surprised I did not get a level up there. Okay, let me try this out. Damn it. Okay, let me do it one more time. This is a cool glitch, and I don't get to show it off that often. Okay, so we are Bat Alucard now. If you pick up that thing and turn into human at the same frame, the game freaks out, and it's like, okay, well, we don't know what to do with your animation now. So you just fly around like that. It's really cool. It's completely worthless for a speedrun, but it's epic, and I didn't actually intend to do that, but you know, I just happened to drop my wing smash at the right spot. Okay, so we completed most of Inverted Castle now. Most of the bosses are dead. We're going to be hitting up the warp room that we hit up earlier to do the last few. We got like 3 or 4 left. Like, who counts? Like, honestly, counting's for nerds. So we are going to go through here. Hopefully I don't get a level up. Alright, good. I don't know why I did that way, but okay. Alright, so Medusa. You know, this is... Alright, well, Medusa round 2. Medusa's gimmick is that she turns you into stone, but we have something that's going to destroy her completely, so... Also, do not touch those pumpkin things. They will explode into seeds, and those seeds will own you. I'm very surprised they not get owned there. Okay, so this area, you just want to grab boot upward. Alright, cool, I got the very hard movement. That basically comes down to the fact that your grab boots act really weird on a slope surface, so you keep your momentum even when you shouldn't. And it's actually quite hard. It saves about 2 seconds, and then I bonk, so whatever. Alright, this guy has a death animation that lasts literally a year, so see you guys next year. Alright, so we are out of there. Alright, I kind of had to redo my positioning. And then I still messed it up. Okay, this area can completely wreck you if you're a new runner, but like I'm doing specific things that won't wreck me. Basically, how it works is those imps can just stun lock you in place almost infinitely. So if you're not fast in that room, you will basically die. You either will die or you'll just lose a ton of time to when you wish you would have died. Alright, so for whatever reason, the Castlevania 3 trio is just hanging out here. So we're going to stopwatch them, and then we're going to own them to death. Really? Level up off that? What the hell is going on with my experience route right now? So yeah, so whatever reason, they're buried in Dracula's castle. I don't know why. Also, it appears I missed a split somewhere along the way. Okay, this room, if you mess it up, you are gonna wish you didn't. Alright, we're close enough to the end where I'm just gonna do that. You have an arbitrary amount of hearts at this point in the game, so it doesn't really matter. But, well, I mean, I messed it up really bad, but whatever. That's not important right now. Okay, this area, this door is really unique in that you can buffer bad out of it. And I messed it up. So we're going to be fighting a boss that's actually a little counterintuitive. The only thing you need to damage on him is his chest. And if you damage anything else, he becomes like a trillion times harder. So that's what we do. Line up there. Dive kick. There, should be in a good spot. These bitterflies suck, by the way. They're hard to see because they keep like fluttering in and out of existence. And they can completely own your ass. Anyway, remember that heart refresh I mentioned way at the start of the run? I know I had to reset it a couple times, but like, yeah, we're going to be using that now. Well, not quite right now, but you know, now. I push up against that ledge to reset my subpixels. We don't need the Mana Prism anymore. I go right, like a step or two. I backdash buffer out of the heart animation, and then, oh look, we're above the ceiling. And that's how we clip into the last area. We technically have killed all the bosses, so we could have just gotten the relics, but that's slow. So we're not going to do that. What the? Get up there. I'm probably going to run out of shield rod spell here, but that's okay. This is Shaft. This is the guy who made Richter evil and is trying to bring back our dad. Our dad's Dracula, by the way. So So Dracula's gonna come back as like this blob thing. That's Dracula right there. And he's gonna yell at us. And yeah. Also, time's coming up pretty soon. Should probably mention that. It's probably important to mention in speedrun. I'm keeping my own time, but you know, I had to reset, so that's not accurate. Yep, there goes Shield Rod spell. You know what? I do not feel like reactivating it, so we're just gonna Buffalo Star you. If I don't die. There we go. Time.
Go back whence you came. Trouble the soul of my mother no more.
I think I hit it a little early, but I got you at a 41-21.
Okay, still underestimate. Whatever.
Hell yeah, dude.
You have been doomed ever since you lost the ability to love.
Sarcasm. For what profit is it to a man if he gains the world and loses his own soul?
Yeah, Dracula's very religious, by the way, so he talks about this stuff. Anyway, we don't care about his speech. We are out of here. And then, for whatever reason, the game audio goes super quiet during this end cutscene. And I don't know why.
So you made it.
Like, they're all whispering to each other. It's really dumb.
I'm glad you're all right.
By the way, this game is fucking fantastic. Please get it. It's like $10 on Xbox Live Arcade.
Fear not.
And you can just
I have my
emulate it.
own reasons for destroying him. It must have been painful.
What else? Yeah, I mentioned the speed community for this game. It's really good. They have a Discord like every speed community does, but the big thing is that they just hang out on speedrun.com and they're very helpful to new runners. So if you're considering running this, please do it. You can literally learn any % no save corruption for a 12-hour challenge in like 6 hours and get a pretty decent time in it.
Farewell then.
But this game, just like getting a good time, is very hard, and that's why it's fun. Anyway, I'm gonna let Richter say his iconic line here.
I can't ease his torment.
Coming up.
Someday,
You know, Richter's just a dunce. I hate Richter. Richter's an idiot.
Maybe.
I see.
Let's go. Everyone's waiting for us.
Yes.
He's a Ryu looking wannabe.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Yep, good line, Richter. Anyway, yeah, thanks for having me. I know I kind of screwed up the start, but whatever.
Yeah, thanks a lot, dude. Appreciate it.
Alright, I believe up next is... I don't actually know, shit.
Well, I know. It's the Addams Family for a Game Boy.
I knew it was a Game Boy game. I was going to say Mario and the 6 Golden Coins, but that was like yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Alright, anyway, yeah, go to that. You want me to stop now?
Yeah, thanks, dude.
Alright.